And 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of Matter of Fact. I'm Tommy here with Rob in the Lower Marion, Jersey.
Man,
nice.
The fire, man.
You know, he always
100%.
nice with it. But some crazy stuff's been going on, man.
Yeah, definitely. This is a unique one here for the good old US of A.
Yeah. There was attempted serial murderer. Well, he killed 2 people.
He killed 2, shot 2 more, and he had a list. And these weren't no normal people he was trying to serial kill. He was trying to hunt down some politicians.
Some politicians.
So you think it was Democrat or Republican? What's your guess for it?
Well, I guess Minnesota is a bunch of Democrats. He's Republican.
Let's see.
People might say that this is because of Trump.
Obviously, people are going to say that. I think it's because of the dude. You know what I mean? People do what they want to do.
Very true indeed. But let's get into this video. Of the police, they finally found him after he got to the second house. It was on the run for a little bit. They arrested him alive, and this is them detailing his chilling plot on what he wanted to do.
Very core of our democracy. But the details of Belter's crime are even worse. They are truly chilling. It is no exaggeration to say that his crimes are the stuff of nightmares. Belter stalked his victims like prey. He went to their homes, held them out as a police officer, and shot them in cold blood. Now, there's been a lot of information and misinformation out there about Belter's crimes. We have filed a detailed 20-page complaint and affidavit that sets forth what happened in this case. I'd like to share some of that information with you now. In the early morning hours of June 14th, Belter went to the home.
All right. When was the Luigi shit? When was that?
That was earlier this year. That was
this year or last year? It might have been.
No, that was last year. That was last year. That was like November.
Okay.
Yeah, it was November last year.
So, do you think, in any way, shape, or form, this guy got a little he was like, I'm gonna do it, but
better
to politicians instead of CEOs. Like, do you think maybe him and Luigi in a coalition? That's why he went alive. That's why.
I don't think I think they have same sort of mindset in a way, but I don't think, they weren't on the same alignment.
I don't.
Definitely not. I don't think they were I don't think Luigi and him would want to kill the same people. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. You don't think they could, you don't think, the deep state could go in jail, get them both out, create a super team around them, like one of those Netflix movies that they make? Super team of the criminals to take out, niggas in other nations like Iran.
We got people for that shit. You know what I mean? They're well trained just to do that.
Yeah.
These guys are freelancing.
Yeah, but that shit is crazy.
I think the craziest part is that he dressed up as a police officer and all that shit.
You think that's the craziest part?
I think that is pretty wild that he did it and then shot him and tried to, hey, it's the police. And you know what I mean?
I think the fact he got 2 off is very impressive. And he had a list of all of the ones he wanted to do. My thing is but he didn't have a manifesto.
I don't think so. But the list says enough. They were all Democrats on his list.
Yeah.
He was pretty much trying to get every Democrat in the state.
Yeah. So, let's see what they said.
Of 4 Minnesota state politicians with the intent to kill them. Belter first traveled to the home of Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman in Champlin, Minnesota. Belter arrived at the senator's home disguised as a police officer. He arrived in a black SUV with emergency lights turned on and with a license plate that read police. Belter wore a black tactical vest and body armor. He carried a flashlight and a Beretta 9mm handgun. He also wore a hyper-realistic silicone mask.
The mask didn't look that real
Senator
in the
Hoffman had a
pictures,
security
but-
camera.
Yeah, it really does.
I've seen the footage from that camera, and it is chilling. Belter knocked on Senator Hoffman's front door and repeatedly shouted, "This is the police, open the door." Senator Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, came to the door. When they opened the door, Belter shined the flashlight in their faces and said there had been a shooting reported in the house. Belter asked if they had any weapons. When Belter lowered his flashlight, which he had shined in their face, they realized that he was not a police officer. They shouted out, "You're not a cop. You're not a police officer." Belter then announced, "This is a robbery," and forced himself into their home. When Senator Hoffman attempted to push Belter out and stop him from entering his home, Belter shot him repeatedly. Belter then shot Miss Hoffman repeatedly. Belter fled the scene, and the Hoffman's daughter called 911.
At least he didn't kill the daughter. We gotta look at Bryce's side.
Yeah, he had to stop there. He can't go in the house trying to rampage because he was looking for the true targets, but...
Why you killed the wife, though? She's a bitch. She was being a bitch.
Right.
Nah, that's fucked up. Do you think they died?
I think so. I think those are the ones that probably died. He said he shot multiple times. I don't know. Maybe they didn't die. I don't know which one specifically died. I don't remember that.
Damn.
I heard it a lot, but I don't.
Yeah, that mask looked fake as fuck.
Yeah, the mask definitely looks fake as fuck.
I think he could have looked like a cop without the mask.
But he didn't want to know his identity out there, so he was trying to hide and not get caught.
How
Maybe.
niggas like figure it out? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, dudes try to set up.
Nigga thought he was gonna be like Ted Bundy.
I don't know what he was thinking, but I know he probably figured I can't make it easy and just go out and be me. You know what I mean? So, but they caught him right away and like kind of knew who he was, like pretty much quick after shit started going down. So the mask didn't help, but I don't know.
Yeah. He should have hired a hitman.
He is the hitman, bro.
Oh shit. Nah, but that's crazy. You know, R.I.P. to them. But we don't know if they dead yet.
Whoever.
Fortunately,
All right.
the Hoffmans survived, although they remain
There
hospitalized.
we go. The daughter called.
Yo!
Shooting.
Yo!
We should have went 5 more seconds.
Yo!
It was because their daughter was home and called 911. The other folks didn't have nobody home. That's gonna come up. I didn't see this.
Bro, shout out to the daughters, man. They save lives, my nigga. They save them.
Have some kids, right? That's what they be saying. Save the population. Save your ass.
Save
your gun down.
Save your ass. It's not about us.
Yeah.
It's about your ass.
Hopefully that never happens to you, that you need your kids to save you from that. But if it does,
You like they're upstanding citizens of America.
who are these politicians?
Yeah, bro. They are serving off the law. That,
Politicians is politicians. I'm not saying they did anything wrong, but I'm not saying they couldn't have done nothing wrong. You know, a lot of corruption, all that shit. I don't know why he did it. Just because it was political, he didn't like what they stood for, or he thought they was doing something.
so you think he should get off?
I don't know. We got to see what's going on. I don't think he should get off for killing these folks. I mean, I think the healthcare dude was more justified than these folks. Like, he got fans.
You think the random...
Luigi got fans. This guy, I don't think he got fans like that.
Oh, shit.
Senator Hoffman and his wife, Belter, traveled to the home of another Minnesota state representative in Maple Grove, Minnesota.
Maple Grove.
Video surveillance showed that Belter
Sounds fancy.
rang the doorbell at the state representative's house at approximately 2:24 a.m. on Friday night. Again, he was dressed
Hold up.
as a law.
You answering the door at 2:30 in the morning? They start...
Probably not, but they do have the ring and shit. They saw who it was, or whatever.
they got the
apparently.
ring?
I
They
don't
saw?
know. At least he's saying he's a police and shit too. You're a state representative, so like maybe the cops would interact with you more if something was going down. I don't know what your thought of it. I'm not a politician, but I would
That's
think
true,
I'm
that's
important,
true.
so people
Yeah,
will
so I
come
might-
looking for me because like I'm important.
But But a real nigga like you answering it?
Hell no.
But what if they don't go away? They just keep ringing the doorbell, knocking.
You better call my ass.
You gonna call?
There ain't no business for you
I'm saying
here.
this nigga, but he just keep like. Are you going like? He trying to break the door down at this point.
Well, if he said break the door, I'll shoot.
Oh, you got your gun. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Get your gun. I don't know if these niggas had guns,
got that
bro.
shit. I don't know. Maybe not, but
I don't know if they did.
But if I didn't,
They probably Democrats.
I
They
would.
probably don't believe in guns. Didn't have guns.
But they're in Minnesota, so
You can have guns in Minnesota.
you can.
Yeah.
You'd be like hunting and shit. I don't know what you do in Minnesota, but I know there's a lot of hunting and fishing.
Democrats don't believe.
But that one dude said he did. He was from Minnesota. That's why. Why they picked him. The VP guy that Kamala tried to run with, Tim Walz.
Oh, and he the governor?
Yeah, they tried to push him out there. But anyway, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't let nobody in. I'm not answering the door. Not at that time of fucking day. You know, and if I'm definitely not coming with nothing in my hands. I'm telling you that. If I didn't have a gun, I had a big ass knife. I had a bat. Hell no,
You
bro.
can knife a nigga to death? You can stab a
Hell
nigga to
yeah!
death?
If you trying to get me at 2 a.m, yeah, I'm gonna be shook. I'm gonna be like, what? You know what I mean? Yeah, I will get your ass. If you try to come to my house wearing a mask, nah. I might decapitate somebody for that one. No. Hell no.
You gonna get the blood and
Right? I'll be bathing it. You made me do this! You made me do this!
oh shit. Oh fuck.
Savage, bro.
Savage.
Enforcement officer wearing a tactical vest and body armor, carrying a handgun and a flashlight,
At least he
and
was
wearing that same
prepared.
hyper-realistic
He was wearing the
silicone
same
mask.
shit. Just say that.
Again, the images, as you can see on the screen, are haunting. Unfortunately, the state representative was not home. She and her family were gone on vacation. And so
Damn,
no
so
one
he went to another one then. Damn, I didn't know that. Oh,
left.
he
Then traveled
to
to the
another
home
one.
of a Minnesota state senator who lived in New Hope, Minnesota.
A senator?
He parked in the street and
They took out a
SUV
senator?
I think he
with the
guessed
police
this one.
license plate.
That's
At
type
about
the crazy
2:36
one.
a.m.,
You get a rap, it's like whatever.
after learning of the shooting of
US
Senator Hoffman,
Like a
New
state
Hope
rap,
police
it's like
dispatched an officer
that's
to
fucked up.
conduct a
Though.
wellness check on the state senator who lived in New Hope.
Oh, wow.
When the New Hope
Just a
officer
hunch.
arrived at the scene, she saw Belter's black SUV parked down the block with the lights on. The New Hope police officer believed that Belter was a police officer who had been dispatched to the scene to check on the status of the state senator. The New Hope police officer pulled up next to Belter in his car, rolled down her window, and attempted to speak with him. Belter did not respond. According to the officer, he just...
Hold up. So, crazy, he went to refs and then got a senator. Like, how he find out their address and shit? Is that all on the internet?
They said he was stalking them, so he
That's
was scouting
crazy.
all of them out. So this was probably planned for a long
A
time.
senator is type crazy.
And to go
There's only
from
100
one
of
to
them.
one, there's not that many of them, and they're all over the place. Like, you know what I mean?
There's two from each state.
They're supposed to be working in Washington D.C. first of all, so you know what I mean. How often they're going to be in Minnesota, and then they're also probably vacationing for 3, 4, 5 weeks out the year. You know, I don't know. Just like the other bitch who wasn't home, she was on vacation, working hard.
We gotta relax.
Of course, they relax a lot. The senators.
Work. They important, bro. They important, mano. They important, mano. Mano. But
Royalty.
so, you know, this is my first time like really hearing the details of this case. Predictions. Female cop pulled up next to the nigga, the guy who's doing the shit that she has a hunch she needs to check up on the senators for. And, you know, she knows that this nigga might be wearing fake police shit, but she's like, that's a cop.
Right. She's
Let me put. Hey, it ain't good. Do you think she's gonna stop him?
No.
Damn.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She does not stop him. He rolls on and keeps it moving. She pretends, or she didn't know. And she just move on. He like, all right, I'm gonna turn around. I'm out.
All right, let's see.
Sat there and stared straight ahead. So the New Hope police officer, who had been dispatched to the scene, proceeded to the state senator's home.
And he drove off.
And she waited for other law enforcement to arrive. When they did, by the time they did, Belter had left the scene.
Yo! Kobe! Yo! Kobe! Yo!
I just knew that. Of course.
Yo!
Of course.
Yo!
That's a check for you.
Yo!
No suspicion.
Yo.
Oh, you just don't want to talk to me? Nothing wrong
Yo.
here. I'm gonna go about my business.
Yo. Are you serious?
Told you, bro. That's how easy it is. They don't want no business. She didn't want no business. She's like, yo, this guy just killed somebody and now he's here. Nah, I'm pretending I didn't know.
Yo.
I'm gonna look the other way, bro. You don't want to talk to me? Go ahead. Be about your biz. And he was out, just like I said. I didn't even watch that yet. I just guessed and knew. You didn't?
No, I did not know. I thought they engaged him and bro, she saw this dude at the door, let him break in, kill. What?
She didn't see that. She didn't see that though. So she was going for the check. She saw his car there with the lights on down the street. He's in it. She pulls up to him, next to him, and his windows down, and he just ignores her, and she said okay, and didn't think that was shady. That this person in a police vehicle ignored her, didn't say anything, and she just drove and sat at the house. That's what she did.
While he killed her.
No, he didn't kill that one. Then they caught him there. He just drove off to the next one, is what they're gonna say.
Wait. What?
Then he's gonna drive to the next one. He's gonna shoot
Melissa Hortman. At approximately 3:30 a.m., Belter arrived at Representative Hortman's house in his black SUV with the police license plates. He parked in the driveway and left the emergency lights on his SUV flashing, as if he was a police officer. Belter approached Representative Hortman's home, again dressed as a police officer, wearing the tactical vest and body armor, and wearing that hyper-realistic mask. He was armed and carrying a flashlight. Before he entered the home, 2 Brooklyn Park police officers arrived at the scene. They too had been dispatched to check on Representative Hortman after learning of the shooting of Senator Hoffman. When they arrived at the scene, they saw Belter's black SUV parked in the driveway with the emergency lights flashing, and they saw Belter standing in front of the house several feet from the door. When Belter saw the officers get out of the car, he drew his weapon and began firing. He rushed into the house through the front door, firing into it. He repeatedly fired into the house, and when he entered, he murdered Representative Hortman and her husband, Mark. The Brooklyn Park police officers fired at Belter as he rushed into the home, but he escaped into the home and out the back.
They didn't follow this nigga in the home? Is this some chicks too?
I don't know.
Or is this just a whole fucking...
Notice how he had to say the female officer?
Yeah.
He had to call that out too. But damn, that's a wicked one there at the end. They tried to save him. They were there. They was there.
At least the center ain't get killed for one.
Yeah, they saved one. They were They was about to save these two. These are the ones that died. They were there though.
But what you mean he escaped? How he had time to kill both of them?
He must have popped them. Pop.
Like where was they at? They was just both in the hallway.
They saw him go in, and I guess they had to take cover because he was shooting at him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you got 2 cops there. You don't got time to run up the stairs and start shooting this nigga from the back. What kind of police y'all got in Minnesota? That's where them niggas did the defund the police. And now y'all got shitty police.
That's the facts right there. Should have defunded their ass.
Officers recovered Belter's 9mm Beretta, along with the body armor and the mask, behind the home along his path of flight when he fled on foot. They later searched Belter's car, where they found 5 more firearms, including assault-style rifles and a large quantity of ammunition. Belter also had in his car notebooks containing a list of more than 45 Minnesota state and federal elected officials,
That's all of them.
including Representative Portman. Now, Belter planned his attack carefully. He researched his victims and their families. He used the internet and other tools.
That's the gist of everything right there, which is a crazy fucking story, though. My big question for you, Tommy, is this the new norm?
Is it? I don't know. So we've had like some crazy vigilante shit 2 times in the last, however, damn near 6 months, right? So that's 1. 2, both of these individuals got away for a little bit.
Very little bit, but yes.
But they were able to, they didn't get caught right away.
So there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance.
I'm telling you that if this is the new normal, Rob, some niggas might not get caught. They learning. They like, maybe it's a legion, like Batman, how he had that legion where you had to climb to the top of the mountain with the flower, and then you could train there to become Batman or whatever the fuck. Maybe it's a legion of niggas who are trained to kill these elected people, these people in high positions, right? So they're sending out niggas and learning each time, like, all right, this is how he got caught. Let him take you alive, but don't say that. So yeah, I don't know, but shit, I don't know. What do you think? You think this is the new norm?
I don't know. In a way, I do think we're going to see more of this sort of shit. Like, I think people are more and more radicalized than ever. Like, this guy's killing Democrats and the Republicans are in power. They own all 3 of the shits, don't they? And he still said, I got to kill him, man. Like, they're not...
I don't know if they own Minnesota, though.
I guess maybe that. But he went after state senator, too. So she's doing going to the federal, you know what I mean? But he couldn't get that one, but he tried. So I don't know. But I do think, like, people are getting crazier and, like, the world seems, like, more hopeless to a lot of people. And when that's the case, you're going to see more crazy shit.
And that is a fact. Yeah. So, yeah, this guy got caught. How much time do you think he gonna do? 15 years?
He ain't coming
20
out,
years?
bro.
Nah. Hey, you think the cops fucked him up when they arrested him?
He's a white guy, so no. He looked okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did like alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people will be like, yo, bro, you fucked up, man. I gotta get you, though. Come with me.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think, though, for sure. Are we going to have more videos like this? I mean, we hope not, but you never know in this world that we live in these days. It's getting bad.
It's a matter of fact. We'll catch you on the next one. Come watch us talk about Iran and Israel's new war. Is World War III coming? I hope. Fucking not, but maybe.